Hello students. Today we are going to learn about regulation of breathing. Okay, I tell everything about the regulation of breathing and whatever written in NCRT books, a glimpse of NCRT textbook note of regulation of breathing, and everything important to understand about the NEET level and little bit more extra points which you will enjoy. So if you like this kinds of video, please like and subscribe my channel and share it as well. So as you see, this is the brain sagittal section. Okay, when you cut your brain in between half, this is look like the brain. Okay, its hindbrain part is pons and medulla. If you enlarge this part, it look like this. Okay, so so the main respiratory group or main uh, respiratory center of our body is dorsal respiratory group. Okay, I written some notes also here, as you can see here. So main respiratory rhythm center is dorsal respiratory group. Okay, so what it does? Okay, whatever the chemosensory area of this nerve area or this respiratory group DRG is is involved in normal breathing. Okay, so what it does? It activates or it gives its impulse to the external intercostal muscles and diaphragm. Okay, and because of this, external intercostal muscle contracts and diaphragm contracts, and because of this, inspiration happens. Okay, now what is the role of ventral respiratory group? Okay, so as the name suggests dorsal, so it is situated in the dorsal part of the medulla oblongata. Okay, and it is a ventral respiratory group, so it is located in the ventral part of medulla oblongata. Okay, so what is the role of ventral respiratory group? So in the normal breathing, ventral respiratory group have no role. It only role in the forceful breathing and forceful expiration. Okay, so it activates, have an impulse on abdominal muscles and internal intercostal muscles. This is for forceful expiration. Okay, write it down everything. And it has impulse on external intercostal muscles and diaphragm for forceful inspiration. Inspiration. Okay. Uh, Change the color if you want. Okay. This is for forceful. Okay. So this is all about the dorsal respiratory group and the ventral respiratory group. Okay. Now we will going to talk about the pneumotaxic center. Okay, it is a very important center. Why? Because it has stop or as a switch off point, or you can say it's modulating the DRG. It's modulating the DRG. Okay, so what it does? Because of this impulse from this pneumotaxic center, the DRG stops inspiration. Okay, and because of that, it regulates the breathing. So how it does? If there is a strong impulse from this pneumotoxic center, I explained here in the very good way. If there is strong impulse from pneumotoxic center, your breathing rate increases. How? Because there is a strong impulse, TRG stop inspiration fastly. Okay, like if it's breathing stop within a 2 second, within a 2 second. So in a minute, the breathing rate is 12 to 15 is increased. Okay. So if you are breathing very fastly, your lungs are also not filled with air. It's partially filled with air. So your overall breathing rate is increases. As you already said, it's modulating the timing of the DRG activity. It also called as inspiratory off switch. Okay, located on the dorsal surface of upper pons. Okay, so if pneumotaxic center having a weak impulse, okay, weak impulse, then its breathing rate is decreases. Means weak impulse means now DRG stops after a not after 2 seconds. Uh, Assume after a 4 or 5 seconds it stop its inspiration and then expiration will start. So at that time lungs are fully filled with air and breathing rate also decreases. Means you are not breathing fastly. You are taking a deep inspiration. Okay. Okay. So that's all about the pneumotoxic center. It's modulating the what? Timing of DRG activity. Good. Now there is a one more center you can read or learn about. You can take it as an extra knowledge called as apneustic center. This one. Okay. It is also situated in the pons. Okay. Now, apneustic center has a role of deep inspiration. Okay, inspiration. Okay, so it regulates your DRG for going for deep inspiration. So it is actually like an antagonistic to the pneumotoxic center. If this pneumotoxic center is switched off or it is not functioning, assume it is not functioning, then automatically you can't breathe fast. Okay, in that case, that person will breathe very deeply because of this apneustic center. Okay, okay. So, for example, if pneumotoxic center is not function, then you are going for a very deep breathing. Okay, in that case, there is some stretch receptors, as you see here, stretch receptors of the terminal bronchioles having a receptors for the CO2 and oxygen, what CO2, huh? So whenever there is CO2 concentration increases here, means you have to expire these receptors, okay? This receptor with the help of vagus nerve, okay? Vagus nerve activate this DRG to stop its function, to stop its impulse, vagus nerve. Okay, so this stress receptor in the alveoli stops the inspiration. So it is the emergency. In emergency, it activates. Okay, normal case, pneumotoxic center regulate it. Okay, but in emergency, if this is not this impulse not reached to the DRG, then step receptor is the emergency gateway to stop the inspiration. Okay, so it is called as hearing brewer brewer reflex. Okay, okay, this is the extra point, no, not needed for NEET and all, but you can learn more, a little bit learn more. It's exciting also. Okay, okay, now there is a carotid artery going to the brain and upper part of the body and aortic arc. These also have a chemosensitive nerves. called as glossopharyngeal nerve. Okay, glossopharyngeal nerve. This glossopharyngeal nerve reaches to the pneumotoxic center, and it activate by the increased amount of CO2 and H plus concentration. It reaches to the pneumotoxic center. Pneumotoxic center, I already explained that it regulates the DRG. Okay, you are getting my point. So carotid artery and aortic artery has a chemosensitive area, and their nerves regulates the pneumotoxic center. Okay, so this is all about the regulation of breathing. Okay, the main point, the must point, many times question asked based on that in the NEET is this one. Any respiratory center of brain not affected by the partial pressure of O2 and O2 concentration. Okay, note it down. Most important point. Whatever respiratory center is only activated by the chemosensory area, CO2 and H plus concentration. Okay, because CO2 export, or you can say in your brain, okay, in the form of bicarbonate. So H plus concentration automatically increases because of CO2 concentration increases, CO2 converted into the bicarbonate. So overall, DRG, VRG, pneumotaxic center, whatever stress receptors, whatever aortic carotid artery, whatever chemosensory area, any respiratory center of brain not affected by partial pressure of O2 or O2 concentration. They are regulated by the CO2 and H plus concentration. Okay. So this is the note. Okay. I can give a small summary. DRG. This is for the NEET. Okay. NEET. This note is for the NEET. This is not needed. This is so much extra. You can say little bit like this hearing bureau reflex and all. But this part of notes is for the NEET only. Okay, this part I am showing to you. Okay, so you can read it out. Located on the dorsal surface of medulla, DRG. By these chemosensory area recognize CO2 and H plus concentration. So when both increase in arterial blood, DRG generates impulse, goes to the inspiratory muscle, diaphragm and EICM called as respiratory rhythm center. Okay. Then VRG located on the ventral surface of medulla, it does not have any role in normal breathing, as I already told you. Regulate forceful inspiration and expiration. Okay. Pneumotoxic center located on dorsal surface of upper pons and modulating the timing of the DRG activity. Okay. Weak impulse, breathing rate decreases. Strong impulse, breathing rate increases. Okay. Thank you.